Sony Pictures Entertainment is reeling from what may be the biggest and most devastating computer hacking in Hollywood's history. Last week, employees logging into their computers were greeted with the following image on their screens: hacked by #GOP over a picture of a sinister-looking red skeleton. It was not the Republican Party that carried out the attack, we should note. GOP reportedly stands for Guardians of Peace, a previously unknown group now claiming credit for the hack.
On November 24, 2014, a hacker group that called themselves the Guardians of Peace had infiltrated the Sony servers and began to leak all of the valuable information they had been able to steal. This information included confidential employee data, such as information about the employees' families, emails, and salary. Additionally, copies of unreleased films, scripts, and future project outlines had been ripped from the servers. Why did the hacker group take the time to infiltrate the Sony servers and release all of this information? The Guardians of Peace made many claims and threats, all of which surrounded a new film Sony had planned on releasing, The Interview, directed by Seth Rogen. The synopsis of the film surrounded two journalists who had managed to set up an interview with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. With this interview, they hope to legitimize their journalistic careers, but the American government steps in and recruits the two interviewers to instead murder Kim Jong-un. The film therefore follows these two journalists being tasked to murder Kim Jong-un. Guardians of Peace demanded this film not be released and threatened even worse repercussions if Sony did go forward releasing the film. In addition to leaking more Sony data, the group threatened that terrorist attacks would occur at any theaters showing the film. With these threats of violence, many theaters refused to screen the film, and so Sony instead released the film digitally, with a very small theatrical release shortly after. While the North Korean government denied any claims of involvement in this hack, the United States government claimed to have found information supporting the idea that the hacker group was sponsored by the North Korean government in an effort to prevent the film that was seen as defaming and threatening towards the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Why is this hack important to the story of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Some of the information that was leaked included emails between Sony Pictures Entertainment co-chairman Amy Pascal and President Doug Bellegarde. These emails included the early workings of a plan to rejuvenate the Spider-Man franchise by creating an animated film by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, two people who had a strong history with Sony Pictures Animation with their creation of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs franchise that proved to be very profitable and was received well by audiences and critics. Outside of Sony, Lord and Miller had also created the highly successful Lego Movie in 2014, so the business team at Sony believed hiring Lord and Miller would be a sound investment, and that these two would be able to create an animated film that would surprise audiences and be highly profitable in the same way the Lego Movie was. Shortly after this leak, in January of 2015, the executives at Sony met to further develop their plans to bring Spider-Man back into the spotlight of popular culture by partnering with Disney to reboot the live-action Spider-Man saga, and by creating their own animated Spider-Man film that would be headed by Lord and Miller. With these plans laid out, Sony attended CinemaCon in April of 2015, where Sony Pictures chairman Tom Rothman formally announced to the public that a feature-length animated film was in production and would be released on July 20th of 2018. Along with this announcement, Sony announced that the team heading up the project would include Lord and Miller, Avi Arad, Matt Tomac, and Amy Pascal. Thank you for watching this clip from our documentary on the production of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. To watch the full documentary, select the box on your left, or to watch another clip, select the box on the right. Make sure to follow us on social media for more behind-the-scenes content. Links are in the description. Also, feel free to subscribe and leave a like or comment to help support the show. You can also leave us a tip or purchase film-inspired merchandise if you would like to support the show. Links are in the description. Thank you for watching and supporting Production Chronicles.